You're listening to the Wicked Theory Podcast.
We're very happy to have you back, even for a short visit.
And here we go.
Broadcasting to you live from a malevolently malfunctioning holodeck on the USS Reprobate. This is the Wicked Theory Podcast. Yeah! Ladies and gentlemen, boys, girls, children of all adult ages, legal and otherwise, this is the Wicked Theory Podcast. We are back. I'm your buddy Bill. My buddy Jay's here.
Go fuck yourself, Bill.
That's not nice. And then my brother Bob, what's he going to say to me?
What's up, everybody?
CJ, that's how you do it.
That's it.
And it's not just because we're family. He's just a nice guy.
Bob?
Well,
Thank you for saying that on air.
all right? That's official. I could be lying, but I guess it's on record now. That makes you the bad cop, I guess, Jay?
All the time.
All the time. You were just born the bad cop?
Born under a bad sign.
Born. Okay, that's not good. Too deep. This is 192, kids.
Off the rails, off the rails, off the rails, off the rails.
Off the rails.
That's like the nightmare in my head.
Is
Like,
James in there?
James is in there.
Fuck you, James.
Wow, getting started. Hot
On the
and
jump.
saucy.
On the fucking jump.
So this is the Wicked Theory Podcast. This is a show where we do what we want, but we do it for you. So thanks for tuning in anyway. We do this live every Saturday night, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We do it on a little place called Mixlr, M-I-X-L-R. Download the free app. Search for us there. Maybe just go to mixlr.com/wicked-theory. Come hang out. Get in the chat room. Play the chat room game. We're going to do that in a little bit. And, as that's going on, we'll hit you with some pop culture stuff, reviews, other nonsense. If you want to send an email, send it to podcast@wickedtheory.com. If you want to leave a voicemail, send it, find speakpipe.com/wickedtheory. Make sure your
Watch your mouth. Watch your mouth.
make sure your microphone is set up on your phone, the phone on your microphone, or the microphone on your phone. Your phone's phone.
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 We got
As we
voicemail.
drink. As we drink.
Dueling sips here on
What you drinking, Chief? Chief?
I'm having coffee with some French vanilla in my Spider-Man coffee
I'm
mug.
having scotch with French vanilla.
Just, ew.
Well,
Yeah.
the freaking da.
It does, it's kind of like a mudslide, but not really.
Yeah.
Just some French creamer, some kind of creamer and hooch.
It-
That's when you know you.
Although scotch and milk is a thing,
Oh yeah.
but I didn't dig it.
No. I would, I wouldn't. No.
Like I'll dig a white Russian.
Yeah.
That's as far as I'll go with like milk and
Yeah.
booze.
Yeah, I don't
But
think that's
scotch
good.
and milk is come on.
That doesn't sound right at all. That's not. I don't think that's good.
I guess it was particularly a '70s thing. I think.
I think that's like Depression era. We've got nothing to put in this whiskey. Or maybe we've got sour milk. We have to drink it.
Doesn't matter because you're drinking
maybe-
Pepto right after it.
Maybe it was the very beginning of the Milk Does a Body Good campaign.
Oh, that's not doing it any good at all.
Holy, I forgot about that.
Oh man. Or look at me. I'm drinking milk. Remember that? That was part
Yeah.
of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, drink 8 glasses a day. It was like, drink a gallon. Everybody in America drink a gallon of milk a day, they were telling everybody.
Man, the
Think
fucking,
about that.
It's like 4,000 calories, man.
The National Dairy Campaign was brainwashing us all
like-
back then.
You have a giant cup of sugar 8 times a day.
4,500 calories. I think.
Disgusting. It's disgusting. It's way too much. I ran a poll this week. I thought maybe this would be fun or funny. I don't know. It was who should we blame for the current state of the world? The options were Barney the dinosaur, Tom from MySpace, or R2D2. Tom from MySpace won. As was my wish. That's like where it started. I was
You could draw a realistic Matt.
If
to
you
him.
want to blame
really
social media,
wanted to.
you could kind of put it on him. But I'll
He
tell
did
you.
sell this out to CBS, and then they proceeded to destroy MySpace.
Exactly. So I will say that a couple people were like, I can't believe you put R2D2 on that list. That's fucked up.
Well,
But
well, listen. But on a serious note,
On a serious
it's
note.
not far fetched, because he kind of brought the social media
yeah,
to the mainframe, and that's when all the,
Yeah.
I have a voice.
a lot of that and a lot of just lists. There was just so many lists. I don't know.
Actually, MySpace kind of ruined my life a little bit. I
Oh.
met my ex-girlfriend on MySpace.
Dun dun dun.
And then she proceeded to falsely accuse me of something so she could get
man.
a restraining order on me.
Good times. Good times.
So
Love.
yeah, instead of telling me she didn't want me around no more, that's what she did.
Well,
So yeah.
that's it's how it goes sometimes. Rocky Road.
The good old days.
Love. Met the MySpace
Yeah,
days.
thanks MySpace.
Soft as an easy chair.
Actually, I can tie that up to you too because you helped me come up with that picture with me
Don't.
playing Remember I was playing the band, one-man band picture,
I did do a picture of some of my friends know
and
it.
she saw that picture, and that's
Yeah.
what she said hello to. Because she said hello to me.
I did a Photoshop picture of myself, like 5, where there was like 5 of me in the kitchen, like arguing. And then Bob was like, "Hey, let's do one with me with like playing all the different instruments." And that chick was like, "Oh my god, that's amazing!"
Oh, that's so cool. You must
That's
be
so cool.
creative.
And you were like, "Yeah."
But MySpace still exists, but it's
Yeah,
like
in a very sad form.
Of just trying to be like a music
Yeah.
place, like a place for bands only, really. Now,
right.
Which is what it originally was.
yeah,
But
that's what they were always trying to do with it. And so if you go there trying to find your old account, like I don't even know if they're there. Or
I
if
think they're automatically deleted.
they're all gone. Like especially if you haven't logged into it, like over X many years.
Well, I know
yeah,
I
haven't
deleted
logged into
mine.
mine since like 2007.
Yeah, I tried to find one, and I think the account that I had songs on is still there, but the songs won't play.
Actually, I liked when you can actually put your own song on there when it went to your page. That was cool. I wish Facebook would do something like that.
yeah.
You can go, and you can go get the code that you can like
Right.
paste onto your stuff so you can have a different looking screen than everybody else.
Yeah,
Right.
that was when it was all going crazy too. Remember that? Like everybody's page would be all fucking
Oh
misaligned.
yeah.
People
and
would just have like really fucking shitty code on their page, and it was like, where is
and not
stuff?
give a shit. It's like suddenly, and women were the worst because they'd have all the glitter snow coming down.
God, the glitter
and
pages.
Your pointer would change into something stupid like a princess slipper
Yeah.
or something like that.
Yeah. And like a lot of times you wouldn't even you'd lose it. Like you wouldn't
Yeah.
know where it was, and it's like, oh, it's this tiny little fucking snowflake thing or whatever, and it's like, all right, I'm out of here. I'm out of here.
Yeah, really.
I'm out of here. I'll come by. I can't see your top 10. Remember that? That was a thing. The top 10. Like your like instead of like just having like your friends and a bunch of like your closest friends listed there
Yeah.
on
was
your
all you-
page, you could choose your top 10 friends like you
I never
wanted to
did.
have.
I never did that.
Well, a lot of people did though. A lot of people did. I remember maybe on the younger side, it was like always like a bone of
Yeah,
contention.
but you
for
had a
lot
bunch of
people.
lists. You had one that was like everybody that kept coming to your page.
Yeah, there was a lot of that
and all
kind of
all
shit.
that stuff.
Top 8. That's right. It was top 8. Bill, who's in your top 8? Paul
Well, Tom was
asking
number
me.
1 all the time, right?
Well, Tom was like the default. You could kick him out, but Tom was your first
Well,
friend.
yeah, you could bury him.
Yeah, you could definitely unfriend him too. But he was always your first friend on MySpace, and that's what was nice about Tom.
Does he have a Facebook page?
He might. I'm sure he's got about 100 fake ones.
I wonder where Tom is today. You know what I mean? But I think
I'm sure he's still rich.
Tom, $500 million. Yeah, I'd say so.
Yeah, he's fine.
Yeah, as long as he doesn't go absolutely insane, there's no way you could really spend that much money.
No.
yeah, Palmer's saying because Palmer is a big internet history nerd, fan-ish kind of guy. Like he reads a lot of those books, but he's pointing out social media did exist before Tom, but AIM might be actually to blame for a lot of things eventually turning into what they turned into. AIM was probably like a pretty popular thing
Yeah, but I
as a
think
messenger, but when it changed was when you could have a profile at a place where everybody was looking at each other's profile.
yeah, I don't really categorize like AOL in the same league because MySpace was everyone. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Yeah, and AOL was like 14K dial-up too.
Not only that, but it's also
In the context of a social media thing.
you had to have AOL first.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
If
So
you didn't have
MySpace
it-
was
AOL online.
for everybody, for whatever service you had.
like you couldn't get the Messenger until
Right.
later on.
Right, when they broke it out finally,
Yeah.
and it was like it's a freestanding thing.
And you remember getting those as free CDs
Oh yeah.
and
free
downloading
CDs.
those days?
So many coasters. So many coasters.
Yep. Would they get them along with the free PC games?
Good times. Fucking good times. You know what else it reminds me of, man? It reminds me of the good old times of Steven Seagal. Huh?
Oh yeah.
That was that era.
Out for justice.
It's a terrible segue, but I knew it would get a smile
You
for
better hear
Jay.
see Richie.
So that's going to be the chat room game this week.
I'm the cook.
What are some? Give me some Steven. What was that?
I'm the cook.
Oh, I'm just
I'm
a
just
cook.
a cook.
I'm just a cook. I'm making potatoes.
Get my pies out of the oven.
What? Give me some titles of Steven Seagal.
Out for
movies.
justice. Under siege. On deadly ground.
Okay.
Hard to kill.
Hard to kill. See,
Under Siege 2. Don't forget Under Siege 2.
there's kind of a pattern here. Steven Seagal gets a lot of shit for having a pattern to his titles. A lot of three word.
Except under siege.
Except Under Siege, which broke the mold, which he'll point out every time.
Above the law. Marked for death.
Yep.
Hard to kill.
So for the chat room game, I want forgotten Seagal films.
Fire down below.
3 words only. So your examples include Punched to Kill and Ponytail of Death. Have fun, kids.
That's a good one.
I
This
knew
is-
you would love it when I came up with it. I'm like, oh my god! If Jay had a show of his own, it would just be this one every week.
This probably might be the best one.
You got one?
Kung Fu Egomaniac.
Technically, I think might be 2 words.
Could be 2, could be 3. I
It
think it
depends on
works
how
either
you,
way.
if you're doing the kung fu with the hyphen.
Mop the floor.
Off the floor.
Mop the floor.
Martial Arts Egomaniac.
There you go. There you go. So, kids, have fun with that as we start heading over into our first segment.
Gonna slap Kelly.
You're gonna. That's the
Terrible.
segment.
That's absolutely terrible. Because he smacked
Gonna
Kelly.
slap me out. We're gonna call this next segment the news. Cha cha cha, cha cha cha, cha cha cha. Cha cha cha.
Delicious.
Everybody wants to get in on the
Stinky Pete.
Stinky Pete.
Sea Lab. The seal?
I just want to, a public service announcement for my news this week. I just want to give people a heads up. You should take a look around because I got hit in this one. So there was a big breach of
Contract.
email accounts, logins of an astronomical number, 773 million accounts. So I checked mine. There's a database where you can go and check and see if yours is in this. In this
I'm going to have to check a few.
Yeah. So I forget exactly what the direct link to that is. I got this from an article on Gizmodo, and then in there they have a link out to the website to go check it. So mine, my Gmail account was in there. So my I checked a couple other email accounts I have, and they weren't. So I know it's not just necessarily like some,
Is it
scammy
alphabetical?
thing, So it's just not. It's just a field. You put in your email address, and they'll tell you if yours is in this giant database. They'll scan the database real quick. But in the article, it goes into saying how what this actually is a bunch of these giant hacks that took place, a lot that we didn't know about, but one individual put them all together into one giant database that he can sell off, you know what I mean? So it's not just, I've got 100,000 or I've got, a couple of million addresses and logins. Now
I got
it's
them all.
I've got a lot, that I can sell, this giant cache of them. And supposedly, might have more that are gonna pop up. So people keep your fucking eyes peeled because it's just such a crazy number.
Right.
That and the Gizmodo article obviously talks about how people should be maintaining their logins and stuff like that. But actually, let me jump to the article real quick, and I'll kind of.
I'm in there now.
Yeah, I'm going to mention out the site to go and check. Okay, let's see here. If this thing would just stop fucking loading bullshit into my page.
Well,
Okay.
Bill, the bullshit's free.
Yeah, I know. That's the great part. All right, fuck it. I'm out of there. Because it just jammed up my fucking computer. So, you know what? I'm broadcasting, so I really can't hold on for that. So I just wanted to kind of give people that heads up.
I'm in it.
Cool. So what's the
Okay.
what's the website again? You repeated?
Yeah. Go up to the first article, first paragraph. Oh yeah, there you go.
I have been.
Have I been pwned? PWNED.
Have I been pwned?
Yeah. Have I been pwned.com, which in internet vernacular, pwned is PWNED.
I'm gonna put mine in there right now.
Yeah,
and
put
see
your
what it
email address in
says.
there, and see if you got pwned. See if you're in this fucking crazy, see if you've been hit with the old hackadocious, malocious. Not that either of those are
Let's
words,
see.
but
It says,
Drum roll, please.
Oh, no pwned. So I was.
yeah, you got it. Yours is in there somewhere, so you'll have to change your
Yeah.
login at some point.
Man.
Yeah, see, it's just crazy. Gotcha. And like I said, it's not just a thing where it's like, oh, anybody who puts something in here is gonna get like, what's the win on that? There's no real scam. But
Yeah, evidently I'm on 3 breached sites.
there you go. I had like 7 or something
Wow.
like that.
And 1 paste, which I guess means that someone actually like tried to copy something.
Like, I'm not sure. Like I didn't follow up on that part. I did
Yeah.
follow up on the breached thing.
It does highlight the word subscribe. Oh, so someone subscribed me to search sensitive breaches. So if I click on any of those email links, I'll get into further
Yeah, I'm not sure.
trouble, I guess.
So I would advise people to check it out at your own pace. But in this crazy world we're living in, and the Gizmodo article really goes into like a lot of stuff that people should be like using, like two point authentication, or this kind of shit. That's it's all a pain in the ass. It feels like, but it's just how it is. You know what I mean? It's just how it is in this day and age. And I'm just kind of, because I knew that was going to waft over. But there you go.
Yeah, that sucks.
Yeah. So,
Sons of bitch.
sons of bitches, they got you. They got you.
Doesn't necessarily mean they got everything. It's just that
Yeah.
they broke through.
It doesn't mean that anyone's actually used your thing nefariously yet either. Like, you know what I mean? It just means that your shit's buried in there,
Yeah.
and it's on a master list now. It could be bought and sold.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So better to head off
so
at the
you
pass.
got to start filtering your spam mail a lot more.
Well, that too.
You're going to get a lot of junk.
Yeah, but it just means change your password now. You know what I mean?
Yeah, really.
That's what it comes down to. And you know what? Like a dick, I saw this yesterday. Still haven't changed my password yet. So let that be a lesson too.
And he even took a nap on the couch.
And I'm going so far as to like tell others, hey, like what a douche move that is towards myself. Like I'm gonna sit here and like profess like, hey, you people should be watching your shit.
And you're not doing it.
I'm not
yourself.
even doing it. Like, and I know that I'm a victim. Brilliant. So speaking of ghosts. I'm just gonna go back and forth here in the list, guys, because
right.
Me and Bob were lean, and Jay's got a couple extras, but they're good stuff. There's been some.
bringing me in?
Yeah, I'm bringing you in. Come on in, kid.
Come on in.
Come on. Move
All
it in.
right. So basically now, out of nowhere, there's a Ghostbusters 3 teaser trailer.
I saw that, actually.
Yeah.
That's
And
actually something.
this is cool because this is what everybody's been wanting.
Yeah.
So, as everybody knows, they rebooted Ghostbusters a couple of years ago with the all-female cast.
Yeah.
It didn't do very well.
Didn't work.
And didn't work. So now Jason Reitman, Ivan Reitman's son, director of the Ivan Reitman,
The originals.
the originals, his son, which I think is a really good take
Yeah.
because he knows the material.
Mm-hmm.
Jason Reitman's also a different director than his dad.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
this-
it's a modern
So
sensibility.
there's a cooler,
Yeah.
probably a cooler sense of humor going on with it. We don't know anything else other than that, except that he put
Yeah.
the original Ecto-1. It's underneath a tarp,
Yeah.
In a very spooky kind of shack.
Yeah, it's a real just
Yeah.
classic tease. You don't know what it is, why it's in the shack or anything. That's just
but
all that happens.
Long story short, this is good news, man.
Yeah, it's good news. The other rumor I saw, which was one of those rumors where like it was on a good site and they used like like a classic kind of thing, like look, like we went out of our way to use a two-person authentication on it, but it might be about kids. It might just focus on kids more. That it's about 2 boys and 2 girls,
Right.
but that it's a next generation kind of thing. So we'll obviously have the other guys in it at some point. But, it's not just going to be, probably not just going to be about them. You know what I mean? Which is fine, which is what it probably should have been from the jump. Just something more in the world. You know what I mean?
Pass the torch. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't mind. Like, the thing is, we don't know. First of all, we don't even know
Fair enough. Yeah, fair
what's going on yet.
Fair enough.
But if you
It was
pass
a
the
rumor.
torch, properly, I'm game for it. I
Yeah.
just like the fact that it's a continuation.
Yeah.
And that's that.
There you go.
So,
But jazzed for it, man. Jazzed for it.
So, in other news, the director of John Wick 1 and 2, his name is Stahelski. Is that his?
Sure.
Chad Stahelski. Yeah.
I like it. I'll go with that.
Well, he's interested in rebooting Highlander, which is very, very interesting news.
Get another
It's gonna
queen.
be like killing like every 2 seconds, like John Wick.
Well, it did make me wonder a little bit, and
Will there be an immortal dog?
maybe.
Well, his
Well, for John Wick.
interview, he just goes to say Highlander is an interesting property. It's through Lionsgate and Neil Moritz, I guess, who's the producer that owns it now. I think he might own
Okay.
a few franchises in Hollywood.
Okay.
Because we're trying to get it done. Anyone who knows anything about the property knows it's got a lot of meat to it, which is true.
Yeah, a lot of
It's a
potential.
good property. It's got a lot of potential. We're just trying to figure out the best way not to fuck it up. So, by those words alone,
Yeah.
and who he is, because John Wick 1 and 2 are really good, solid action flicks that tell a really good story.
Sure.
If you're going to take this is interesting. He's definitely, that's good hands.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
If you
yeah.
want my honest opinion, if they're going to reboot this.
Yeah.
But I mean, he goes on to say that there's a lot of if there can be only one, you don't make one movie. You can't have that. You might want to save that for part 8 of a series, because he doesn't know whether he wants to tackle it as a feature or if he wants to go to like a Netflix or an HBO property.
Oh, okay. They're not sure what the route's going to be.
Right now, he thinks that it should be a film,
Yeah.
but there's a lot of interesting things you can do.
Yeah.
He goes on to say probably what you're probably thinking, because a lot of the Adrian Paul stuff, it's kind of dated in a way, but you can't deny the storylines that took place in it. There's a lot of cool characters.
Yeah.
There's a lot of great concepts. It's just that nothing makes fucking sense after that first fucking movie.
Yeah. Anything that comes after the first one, it
You
all
know what I
falls
mean?
apart.
It just doesn't.
I'll just say let's cover this, and we'll save your last story for the very last. But who should be Highlander? I think it may, since it's a John Wick guy, maybe think about Keanu.
Woody Allen.
Woody Allen as a man who will not die.
There cannot be only one.
There can be only one young girl for me to marry who I shouldn't. But that's not right. I want them all. All right. But I don't know. I was like, who could pull off a good Highlander now? I was like, this John Wick kid, this kid Keanu, he's pretty good.
I don't know. I Gerard Butler maybe.
Serviceable, just as good.
Yeah.
He's got some Scottish in him, so he could pull off a little something that feels authentically.
I'm thinking, Ewan
outside the
McGregor,
US.
but that might.
What's his name? Tom Hardy.
Tom Hardy.
Like I mentioned Ewan McGregor because we said Scotsman.
Sure.
But he might be too a little bit related to Obi-Wan, who's a swordsman as well. So it's kind of it might be cheating a little bit.
Yeah.
Christian Bale.
Yeah.
Christian Bale.
He's always, if you have him in a movie, people are gonna like, all right, this is a serious movie because he's one of those actors.
Yeah.
Well, I hope it was good because it's fucking useless now, isn't it?
Fucking Highlander. Chop off your fucking head.
Good for you.
Hey, yo, get off my lawn.
I'll chop off your bloody head.
Get off my eyes, you little fuckers.
But again, sequel, reboot news, that actually makes good sense.
That's good stuff.
Again.
That's good stuff. All right, Bob's next because we're going to save your last one for dead last because I want to do some dream casting with that.
Okay.
Bob had a thing in here about James Gunn, and
Oh wow!
yeah.
You went with that one?
well, you had it in there, and I was just like, since Bob didn't put anything else in there, I didn't want you to feel left
Oh, I
out.
thought I
but
put
we
that
could
in
skip
there,
it because I don't
so-
think there's much to it. I mean, or just glaze it real quick. It's not, I mean, it's just really like he put a tweet out that has a picture from his new film.
Yeah, basically. I put this in there because this movie looks really good.
Yeah. So this is the movie. Actually, last week I beat around the bush. I was telling people just go watch the trailer for it. Just
Yeah.
go watch the trailer for
Yeah,
it.
basically, you got this is the what if Superman came down here as a baby. All that was great, but then as a little kid,
Yeah.
he got twisted.
Yeah.
You know, he's got temper tantrums, all that stuff, and
He's basically evil.
yeah, he's basically evil.
It's like a horror story. It's like the horror superhero story. Like,
Right.
what if you got the bad Kal-El?
it's the worst case scenario movie.
Yeah.
And I think this is a great idea. I think this is the perfect director for this kind of movie.
Sure.
After seeing movies like Super, perfect because he can bring just enough of that gritty, realisticness to the violence. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
And still have it kind of feel like a movie.
Yeah, well,
and
that's why.
still creep you out in a way that's very real and like almost tangible.
Yeah, well, what's interesting about the trailer is they don't they don't spell it out for you right away, so it just kind of feels like a kind of a general horror movie of, oh, who is this creepy kid? This kid we're adopting. Oh, he's kind of, I don't know. Then you're like, oh, this is a play on Superman. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I saw this, yeah,
Yeah.
this
So
is
the
cool.
trailer looks
Yeah.
fucked up. I'm intrigued as hell.
Yeah, I expect this to be an excellent movie when it hits. James Gunn is a phenomenal director. There's no reason that this should be anything but excellent.
Brightburn. So
Yeah.
people can go look up that.
Just want to add one little thing
Sure.
that I wish the best for James Gunn because I don't think that he got a fair shake.
No, I think you,
Yeah, we've
me,
covered
everybody on Earth except for people at Disney feel that way. You know, it's pretty much.
Yeah.
Wouldn't still be working.
Yeah, really, really.
So, all right. So this last one, it's just a basic announcement.
Were you and me with the TV?
No. That's in the meanwhiles.
Okay.
Oh, so it's back to
Yeah. So back to some Iron Man writers in their next project.
Art Markham and Matt Holloway,
Okay.
who were the collaborators, the writers on the first Iron Man film,
Okay.
have been tapped to write a new draft for the upcoming He-Man
Okay.
and the Masters of the Universe.
Yeah.
And that's as far as we go with that.
That's really all we know.
I want Slayer to do the intro music.
Okay.
Or
that's,
Manowar.
That's either one.
Nah,
take-
Slayer. You know, maybe some death metal.
Yeah. Well, look, I'll take
No.
any high-end
Immolation.
kind.
Little
Anybody
Deicide, Venom.
who can make the He-Man opening music sound cool. God bless you.
I think Kronos from Venom probably could. He's insane.
Okay.
At least he looks it.
Yeah, that'd be cool actually.
So who do we cast in this thing? Because outside of The Rock and
Woody Allen.
I have the power.
Well, he could definitely be Adam.
By the power of
Little
Grayskull.
age regression. You can put a little blonde hair on him.
With my friends Man-at-Arms and Cringer. And
By the power of Grayskull.
right, did that already.
And we could have 30 swing music in the back and just like all his movies. Harry James and
Tila is unusually young. She's uncomfortably young. But no, I mean seriously, because it's like outside of The Rock and Jason Momoa, like who do we have? Who's like another kind of
Hemsworth,
like
I mean-
Hemsworth? Maybe.
Zac Efron.
Zac Efron. If they,
Yeah,
all right,
listen,
maybe.
they're
He's
talking-
ripped. He's
yeah,
ripped.
they're talking about him as the next Wolverine.
Well, they can keep talking that shit out the fucking door as they leave.
Sam Jones.
Idris Elba?
Idris Elba.
We'll put him in anything.
Dude, he can make people believe it, bro.
Yeah, I mean,
He's a good actor.
Come on.
He'll be in it. He'll be in it.
I mean,
You know?
the dream, probably the perfect casting at this point would be Hemsworth. But I doubt they'll pick him because of his relationship to Thor.
Yeah, and he might even avoid it because of that.
Yeah.
Even if it looks like, oh my God, this is so aligned and
Chris
looks pretty
Pratt?
good. Yeah, maybe, but for the same reason. Like, I don't know. It might be a thing for them where it's like, for Hemsworth, it's like Thor is kind of similar. For Pratt, it might be like a big franchise, but he's blonde and he's got some frame. If you want to get really cut and ripped, it could work.
Give it back to Lundgren.
It's old man He-Man. Like old man Wolverine, except it's He-Man.
Could you age regress Arnold, maybe?
Oof. Not with his shirt off.
No, but I would maybe pick Arnold as Man-at-Arms.
I actually was thinking about him as Adam's father.
Yeah, King Randor. Make him King Randor.
That would
This
be...
kingdom is out of control. Wow. Wow, Grayskull.
Yeah, he wants to ham it up. He can ham it up. You know what I mean?
Skeletor.
That's actually not a bad one, right? So, all right. So we got that one done. That's easy.
You have to stop Skeletor.
So,
Quick, everybody onto the battle cat.
well, let's see. What about Man at Arms?
Man at Arms is a guy I think could be
Gerard Butler.
Gerard Butler.
Just gonna give him a bushy mustache.
Yeah, and it's like kind of like half covered anyway.
Tom Selleck.
Tom Selleck. Yeah, well,
Well, if you watch Den of Thieves...
Actually, Tom Selleck is like perfect for King Randor, actually. Like, because King Randor's got a big goofy porn mustache, and he's very stiff and stoic.
But so does is it Man at Arms I'm thinking of?
Man, actually, yeah, I think Man at Arms does have a mustache.
Sam Elliott.
His friend. He's
we're
friends
doing
with
old
Adam,
man,
right? I mean,
yeah.
it's been a while since I'm trying
Yeah.
to be getting.
Yeah, he's friends with Adam and,
what's the girl's name?
Tila.
Tila.
Scarlett.
Scarlett Johansson. You know, sadly,
You
like
know what?
she's-
Amber Heard.
Oh, yeah. Very good.
Like,
What's her
yeah,
name?
sure.
Captain Marvel.
Margot Robbie.
The sad thing is Tila is so thin as a character. Like, it's almost like you can just kind of get any really good lady. Any really good female actor.
Then we can just get Tori Spelling and be done with it.
Oh, well, now you're talking about Skeletor.
Somebody gets fired over that pitch.
I was kidding, guys.
Who
I
the
was
fuck
kidding.
said Tori Spelling?
Tori Spelling is like, no, guys, come on, give me a chance. But who do we get for Skeletor underneath some makeup? I mean, no one's got top.
CG.
A little CG.
That could be Zac Efron. 'Cause he might be too pretty for the movie otherwise.
Right. But he's got the body for it, so maybe.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know.
Bill Pullman.
What about Robert Pattinson as
Is he
Adam?
dead? What?
What?
No, okay. It's Bill Paxton.
Robert Pattinson as Adam.
It's not a bad idea. You could go with the cartoon didn't do, which is have like two people play the same guy.
Right.
Like
He's
as Adam, he's meek and mild, you know what I mean, but looks it. Instead of just looking like, I'm a guy in a pink shirt, still ripped as fuck. I can barely get this shirt on.
Yeah. My hair is just slightly blonder.
I just talk slightly dopier.
You need a voiceover is masculine.
And I say no Orko. # no Orko. That's my stance. We don't need him.
No, see, I was gonna say you
Or
can get
Gwildor.
Vivi from Final Fantasy VIII to do Orko because it's the exact same character.
There you go. There's your Final Fantasy reference.
Yeah,
for
they made
today.
Gwildor because they couldn't figure out the effects of how to float or.
Yeah, how to do a puppet that doesn't have a mouth. Like, come on, guys, you're really fucking missing the ball here. Like, you couldn't do that. Come on.
That's how we got Gwildor.
But that's just a
Just
stupid
put
reason.
just put a Yoda puppet in an outfit and cover him up, and
Yeah.
there you go. That's Orko.
Yeah. I actually believe that Gwildor comes from somebody in the studio being like, if there's going to be merchandising, like, we got to get, like, we got to find our way. Like, the whole, like, we couldn't do Orko thing never made sense to me because I was just like,
Because it was
Yoda.
canon.
I guess the
the-
budget wouldn't allow it.
Well, I can easily see the Golan and Globus, those fucking guys. They probably said, "Look, we can't make a floating character, so we might as well just get, one
Some,
of those
short people.
Yeah,
But,
let's get an Ewok in here and make him an elf.
right, so,
That's how you fix it.
So when I say, what's his name from Game of Thrones from Ram Man? Fucking Tyrion.
What,
'Cause
the big dude?
Well, because
Oh, no.
Ram Man's really short.
Okay, right.
Hey, what you doing, Adam?
I don't remember his voice, but I'm going to go with that. I'm going to use my head.
Daniel Benzali.
All right, Beast Man.
Daniel Benzali.
And we get, what's his name? Vin Diesel for Beast Man.
Okay.
Yeah, Skeletor.
Hey, he's got that voice.
That's true. But he can play stupid without trying. All right, and I guess that kind of wraps up the news, really.
Interesting week.
Interesting week in general. Speaking of interesting week, Jay, do you want to run down the Uncle Jay? This is quite a busy month for your cameos.
Yeah, that I shot 6 months ago.
Yeah. Well, I haven't gotten up to the episode yet, and we're going to talk
from
about.
what I understand, there's 4 things
Okay.
that are releasing this month.
Mm-hmm.
Punisher, which is already out, but I haven't seen it yet.
Right.
There's a show on CBS called FBI.
Okay.
There's another Netflix show called Friends from College with Fred Savage and
Billy
Keegan-Michael Kay.
Yeah, Billy Eichner. Yeah.
I think that's the last week of January that drops. And the last one is Gotham.
Gotham, where
Nice.
if
So-
all goes right, we might hear a little bit of you screaming and yelling at people.
Yep.
One of your traits. I think
One of the
that's
traits,
I
yeah.
think that's on your resume.
Exactly. I just think they took bits and pieces of the Star Wars Last Jedi
the
podcast and just put it in the ADR of the fucking show.
There's a callback.
Well, yeah, they probably figured that'd be gold.
There's a callback. All right.
That's
so,
the fucking Force.
all right. So that's
Uncle Jay Watch,
the Uncle Jay Watch
2019,
2019.
January.
So which episode's of Punisher? Because I'm watching that now. I'm 4 in.
I'm thinking maybe it's 7, 8 because they were shooting for a while,
Okay.
and then because by the time I got there, they had already done a lot.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
And it's a chase scene in Brooklyn.
Right.
Okay.
What are you
Cool.
doing?
Nothing. It's my buddy Leo calling me, but
Tell Leo to go scratch.
well, you know,
Put him on the air.
no. Well, I guess I could do that with him.
Yeah.
Leo,
You're live on the air.
What up, Elsie?
you are live on the radio.
I am live on the radio.
You are live on the podcast. We haven't had you on the show since episode 30 something, I think.
Yeah.
What's your name?
It's been a while since you were on.
Oh, hell yeah. Live and direct.
Is this
What's up, Leo?
Is this about the money for the Super Bowl pool?
I was wondering if you had it.
I think
could use it. I'm poor.
I think I do. You can come by and get it whenever you like.
But I didn't know that you were doing your podcast, so I apologize.
No, it's all good. I wouldn't have answered the phone if I didn't think this would be funny or fun.
Okay, there you go. Who's laughing in the background?
That's Brother Bob, and I got my buddy
Hey.
Jay here.
What's up?
What's up, Brother Bob?
What's
going on, Chief?
Leo? Leo's good people, Jay.
Yep.
You guys are still slaying away with the podcast?
Yeah, man, chipping away at it.
Yeah.
Well, you can come by whenever you want. If you want to come by now, that's fine. I don't care. The show's off the rails, so you know you can just
Yeah,
pop,
just pop in, bro.
and hang out for a little bit, or pop in.
Hop out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
however you want to do it.
Doors unlocked.
Yeah, give me I'll cruise by like a half hour.
Yeah, sounds good.
All right, cool.
The door will be
All
unlocked. Just walk right in, buddy.
All right, awesome.
Cool, pal. See you in a little bit. Well, hung up on him.
All right. Cool.
Cool. That's my buddy Leo.
Nothing going on. We
Leonardo
got Leo coming
DiCaprio,
on.
ladies and gentlemen.
Leonardo DiCaprio. Stay tuned. You know, he said a half an hour. It might end up in the after show. Who knows? Linger longer, as they used to say on the Greaseman show. Ooh, the Greaseman. Here, Greaseman.
So how much did you lose in the Super Bowl pool?
No, nothing yet. Game's coming still.
Oh,
No, I
okay.
just we got a box, so we split a box, like a $300 box. So I gotta give him
Okay, cool.
my half, because that is coming soon to a
$300 box. That'd be a nice payoff.
I could use a fucking payoff on that. You ain't kidding.
God, what's the half like the halftime or something?
I forget what the half, but the finals 10,000.
Finals 10, so it's usually half that at halftime.
Yeah.
And a quarter of that at the quarters,
There's a couple of different breakdowns.
or maybe a little less than a
Because
quarter.
there's a little bit less, because they do a lot of like touching boxes and
Right.
burst numbers.
Watch your mouth.
Sorry. Yeah, this is illegal.
Well, it depends on where they're listening.
Not really.
Wrong button. Meanwhile,
Meanwhile.
stuff we've been watching. I guess we'll just kind of touch on the Punisher a little bit since we mentioned it, because Jay's on it. You're episode 4. I'm up to
Yeah.
episode 3. Jay hasn't cracked it yet. At this point, I'm enjoying it, digging it. It's it's a typical early in the season build up to stuff, but it feels good.
Yeah, but you know what? It's not constant bloodletting like the last season felt like sometimes.
Yeah, I mean,
It was just like, and action, die, 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 speech, die, 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 speech, die, die, what?
blood,
Speech,
blood,
die,
blood,
die,
blood, 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 blood.
spurt, spurt.
And not for nothing, there is some of that in the first 3
Yeah.
episodes for sure. But
Yeah, but just enough to keep you going. It's not like it's starting out that way, and then the whole hour is that.
and it's brutal. The
Yes.
violence is there. It is
Yes.
brutal, and it does kind of like it instantly was reminding me how.
How violent this.
And then
deaths
and then how in contrast the other Marvel shows are just not like where like they start to feel cartoonish now. It's like, oh yeah, people don't die like they die on those other shows, but they don't go out as grisly. Like everybody who
No.
dies in those first couple episodes just goes out like grisly. A lot of crunchy
Not,
noises.
yeah,
and-
crunching and squirting and
yeah, it's fucking brutal.
because Bernthal's got to be covered in red after about the 5 minutes of violence.
30 seconds in,
Yeah.
daddy fight. He's got to be bleeding from the nose
No,
constantly.
I gave it a couple because in the first episode,
Yeah.
he's trying not to kill people at first.
Right, fair enough. He's
But
trying
then,
his
but,
best.
but then they keep coming, they keep getting up, and he's like, "All right, I got to kill you guys."
Yeah, they pull me back in.
Yeah, pretty much.
But yeah, it
But-
feels good. It feels right where
Yeah.
it normally is around this time, so it's a little early to say for the season.
Yeah, and it's more of that smart type of fight scenes, even though they're really really brutal.
Yeah. They're really kind of
Yeah,
unique.
the
and,
bathroom fight scene was very cool.
yeah. I'll say that.
Give me a lighter real quick.
Yeah. Did I pocket that? Yeah. I know that James has got an email where he mentions it, so we'll get to that a little later. So we'll end up back on. We'll end up.
Yeah,
back
I'm
on
going to
this.
try and plow through as much as I can
Yeah.
while I'm off.
Okay.
Hopefully, I get it all done.
Good luck. But you did manage to watch Future Man. And
Yes,
season
Future
two-
Man.
Season 2, which I did too. And
Yes. This is the Goldberg and Rogan show that I enjoy.
yeah, of their production so far.
Yeah.
This is the one you prefer. But this is the Hulu show with Josh Hutcherson, who I've never liked in anything until now.
Yeah, he's kind of like he would normally be someone you would see in second tier like pilot episodes.
Well, he's
in
like
the
the
day.
good-looking kid from Hunger Games. Like, you know what I mean? It's like, oh, didn't realize he had a sense of humor, like, and could pull it off. Like, I didn't see any of the Hunger Games, so I just kind of wrote him off. You know what I mean?
Oh, that's what he's from. I saw the first one.
But if I have that correctly, anyway.
Yeah, it is.
Okay, so so it's good stuff. It's still a lot of fun. It may not
Absolutely.
be.
It's not everybody's cup of tea.
No, it's a little dick jokish, but not
Right.
constantly. It doesn't beat
Right.
you over the head with that.
No, but when it comes, it is rated R.
Yes.
There's no PG-13 in this show.
And you kind of forget
Yeah.
because
They don't go off all the time like that.
right. They don't abuse it. So every now and then you're like, oh yeah, right.
Yeah, right. And then suddenly you see him naked with an enormous schlong. like 2.5 feet long.
Yeah. So so anyway, yeah, I was so
But
check it out.
Yeah, it's great. It's a half-hour episode, so you can blow through it fairly quick.
Mm-hmm.
13 episodes, which comes out to what, 6 hours?
Yeah,
6.5
something like that.
hours. So
Smart science fi. Science fi. You like that science fi?
yeah,
Yeah, it's my new thing.
smart, funny,
Yeah. I like it.
not for kids kind of stuff.
That's for sure. Speaking of not for kids, I caught up with season 3 of True Detective. I know Jay saw this as well. I think.
Yep.
And it's back to form. So only 2 episodes. So rather than get too deep on it, my only thing is just to say like, hey, like if you hated season 2 because it was nothing like season 1. It's back. Like, you know what I mean? Give this season a shot. I like it a lot. It feels like it's kind of doing the same things it was doing in season 1. And it feels worth my time. You know what I mean? So
I didn't mind season 2. I actually enjoyed it.
yeah,
I thought there was
for
a good story there.
There was. I think for a lot of people give it a hard time because it felt like a contrast to
Right.
what season 1 seemed to imply the series would do.
And this is doing something a little different than
Yeah.
the other 2 as well.
Yeah.
But it seems like it's actually following a little bit more closely with
Like the
first
format,
season,
like the
format.
formatting. Yeah, you know what I mean.
But brilliantly acted, I gotta say, around, just all around. Steven Dorff has always been a serviceable actor. He's
Yeah.
been really good.
yeah,
And Mayor Shal Ali, this is what I wanted to bring up because I had said on the show that I was not a big fan of Moonlight.
right.
I think he's a tremendous actor.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I just didn't think that what he did in Moonlight was like worthy of an Oscar. I guess that was just my opinion.
Sure.
But he is an extraordinary actor because I've seen him in this, saw him in Green Book.
Okay.
Like amazing performances.
Yeah.
So he's definitely. I'm really enjoying his work.
Yeah, he's one of these guys. He's everywhere now, and you know, he blew me away in Luke Cage, and you know, and almost everything he's in. Like at first, I kind of like it was like one of those guys where like, oh man, he's everywhere. You almost kind of like, at least for me anyway, it was kind of like oh, you guys are beating me over the head with this guy. This guy's getting like too much work too fast sometimes in Hollywood. Like you'll just see an actor everywhere, and it's like you almost kind of like. It's like when everybody's into this band that like you don't want to like almost.
Right.
Like you know what I mean? You're like, I don't want to like those guys. 'Cause
But he's
everybody likes
good,
them.
and that's
And then like, they're undeniable. You know what I mean?
because
So-
he's the villain, I think, in Battle Angel.
okay. Yeah. I saw that. I saw him in some of the promotional stuff for Battle Angel Lita,
Which looks really good.
yeah.
I almost hate to say it because it's James Cameron. You know.
Why though? I mean,
No,
there's nothing wrong with Cameron.
because I mean he spends tons of money and he makes great stuff. It's just sometimes you wish he's almost like Tom Brady.
It's a little too much success. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I guess the only reason why I ask that is because being a big, huge Terminator and Aliens and Abyss and True Lies, that's like, it sucks because a lot of people only tag him on Avatar and Titanic.
Yeah, I think
And
those
people forget.
Well, I don't think anybody forgets. I think it's easy for some people to kind of like want to poke directly at those two because you kind of can a little bit. Like you could definitely.
Well,
poke.
those are the biggest targets.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like in his career, as big as those things are and undeniable as these things are, they're like, they're the ones that are like left of center.
I don't think of those. I think of Aliens
as the one that you could goof on or poke fun at.
No. I think of when I hear James Cameron. I immediately go to Terminator and Aliens.
Right. Well, you think of him more as action sci-fi kind of guy.
Yeah.
Right.
Maybe with a little horror in there. That's what you think of with him. But then you got Titanic, which is, my heart will go on and all that shit. You know what I mean?
So you can. That's all I'm saying is that those movies you can have fun with if you're poking fun. Like the other ones, no one can goof on those other ones. You know what I mean?
Really,
Those other ones
the
are
Predator's a
safe.
badass. You know
what I mean? They're all kind of like I can't make fun of Aliens too, but that fucking some stuff in Titanic, like you know what I mean, or some stuff in Avatar, like you can be like, it's it's not for you, so it's easier to poke.
I like Avatar.
Yeah.
No, well, someone's got. You always gotta be wrong about something. You're wrong. Okay, you're wrong.
No, I like Avatar, but when I think of him, I think Aliens is one of my favorites of all time.
Sure, absolutely.
Yeah, for me, Avatar was like, it was like candy.
Yeah, it was a little thin. It was a little thin.
Yeah, it looks great, and there's enough there while you're watching it. But then afterwards, I'm like, I don't need to see that again.
Yeah, it's definitely not a movie I
Great
would
as it
watch.
looked and everything, I don't need to see that again.
Well, Jay, over to you because you've got a couple of films. You went out of the house this week.
I did. I mean,
and saw a couple of movies.
It's been a crazy couple of weeks, and I haven't been able to get to the movies at all until this week. Because I'm going to start with Vice real quick because I've been really dying to see that.
So this is Christian Bale as Dick Cheney.
Christian Bale is.
Not as.
He is Dick Cheney.
That's what they're saying.
It is.
Saying it's one of the best performances like ever.
Ever. It is he can sit among the titans of acting.
Oh, absolutely.
At this point. But what I was really blown away was the movie itself.
Okay.
And how they tackled it. Because it's Adam McKay.
Yeah.
There's
a certain amount of tongue-in-cheek, sarcastic, like
and
dark comedy to it, right?
And funny, very funny. So and because not really much is known about Dick Cheney, you know what I mean? Which I wasn't aware of.
Except that he killed the guy.
Yeah.
Hunting.
Exactly, and the way they tackle that in the movie is hilarious.
And they brushed it under the. under the rug because he's vice.
Like in the like they only cover that. It's brief. It's very brief.
Yeah, I'm sure.
He goes, yeah, and he's never apologized for this. Bloom. So what McKay does as a director, this is a really good film. You know what I mean? It's not just Bale's performance that carries the movie.
Sure.
It's everyone just going all in.
Okay.
And McKay is a really damn good director on this one. So watch it
Okay.
and enjoy.
No,
You know
it's
what I mean?
definitely on my list of things to see.
Cool.
Like, I saw that long trailer on it, and I was like, oh, man, this guy's really selling me on it. Like,
But I'm sure you're excited to hear about what's going on with this next film.
Curious, for sure.
Well, we know your obsession with Unbreakable.
It's been documented.
That
as,
you had.
one of my top 3.
You saw it?
Yeah, and I saw it yesterday. Glass. And Split
Yeah,
we covered here.
sure.
So Glass is really a sequel to Unbreakable as it is a sequel to Split.
Sure. Right.
You know what I mean? Which
Okay.
is very interesting because they pay attention to both films.
Okay.
It's
okay.
almost like you have them here and now you got this.
Right.
You know what I
They
mean?
funnel into this third thing.
So Split actually has a little bit more of a psychological thriller element to
Sure,
it,
right.
where Unbreakable is a slow burn,
Yeah.
but it's almost like an existential comic book film,
Mm-hmm.
and this brings that back again,
Okay.
but it takes it to the next level of where comic book films do go,
Right.
but it's dissected with a lot of dialogue,
Right.
and it's almost like, whoa.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, holy shit. So again, you're dealing with more of a slow burn again.
Okay.
A lot of dialogue and everything. But once it comes together a bit,
Right.
you know what I mean? Because there's people are going to hate this.
Well, that's the kind of, I don't know if I would say hate, but I do see a division of, like, it's got a thing within it, either a shift in the story or some kind of turn that's kind of like either it's going to work for you or it's not.
Because I do remember the same kind of divide on Unbreakable when it came out.
Yeah, yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes. Some people just kind of felt like the ending felt a little too boxed
Like
up.
the reveal, you and I love the reveal because
Yeah.
we're comic book fans.
Yeah,
And
I love it more for it being different. Like this whole way that like it kind of just unpacks and all of a sudden there's text on the screen and it's a very rushed job that people don't like that. But I like it because it's different.
yeah, I mean, I thought that it was brilliant the
Yeah.
way they actually went a slow, but like they actually
Yeah.
took the time
Yeah.
to define the emerging of a comic book of a superhero and a supervillain.
Sure.
So now, when it comes to the points of supervillains and superheroes,
Right, these ideas
and
in a
you
real
know,
world.
and the worlds that they get themselves into, the
Okay.
slow burn dialogue of that comes.
Okay.
And he goes places
Mm-hmm.
where I didn't think he was gonna do,
Okay.
and it's like, wow, this is brilliant.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like this is really damn good. So if you're a big fan of Unbreakable, and Split too, because we like Split a lot.
Yeah,
too,
yeah,
you know
I
what
like
I mean?
Split. I appreciate Split.
And so that's another thing I have to
Right.
pull out. McAvoy,
Okay.
phenomenal.
Yeah. Well,
Fucking phenomenal. Like I kind of wish he was more noticed for Split. Would like to get recognition for that. But this is definitely something that if you're a comic book fan, you know what I mean. Don't go in expecting Marvel or that DC or Aquaman kind of stuff.
Sure.
Pay attention
Yeah.
and let it sink in, and then walk out of there going, "Fuck, man,
Fuck.
You know what I mean? So,
Right.
Cool.
this is a very, very, very high cash.
A lot of cash and a stash, I'm sure.
Probably it will be a stash.
Oh, sure.
It'll be a steelbook stash.
Oh, I'm sure you will.
Yeah, well, I'm sure after it's had its own DVD and download release, it'll be available as part of a
Oh, yeah,
combination.
true,
Yes.
true.
And you'll be able to get that as a steelbook.
Yeah. Nice re-release on the
And Bill will
others.
be sure to get that, I'm sure.
Maybe.
And Samuel L. Jackson and Bruce Willis have no problems jumping back into those roles.
Okay, sure.
You know what I mean? They're older now, of course. But everything was plotted nicely, I thought. You know what I mean?
Okay.
But I will say this. When I was sitting in there watching it, I can easily see someone being turned off by it, too.
Right. You
know what I mean?
Okay.
So it's definitely going to be a divide,
Okay.
I think.
All right, cool.
Well, sounds good, man.
I do think you're going to love it.
Yeah, I'll probably be very forgiving of something that, something like that.
I don't even think it's more of forgiving.
It's
really.
just like I'll kind of get it.
You'll get it.
Right.
That's
other
what it
people
is.
just kind of like, maybe I haven't read enough comic books or kind of know this world enough to
Yeah.
kind of like really get it.
Yeah.
Okay. That makes sense to me.
Because
that makes sense to me.
predictable, it's not.
Sure. Okay, cool. Good. Well, that's what I like to hear. Especially from his stuff, because, it doesn't have to be a giant twist, but, I like the fact that usually you can't see most of it coming.
Right.
Where it's really going to go.
And what also was cool was that they actually got the kid that played his son.
Yeah, I
playing
saw that.
his son again.
I saw that, and I was
in
like, "Oh
real
wow, look
time.
at that kid. He's goofy looking now."
The girl that survived the ordeal in
And the
Split,
right.
she's there.
She pops
Samuel Jackson's mother,
Okay,
she's there too.
she's there too.
And they
okay.
bring in actress Sarah Paulson, who's
Oh,
playing.
right. She's like the doctor. Right. I
Yeah,
saw
she's
her in
the
the trailer.
doctor. Yeah.
I saw her in the trailer.
Okay.
She's a problem.
So, yep.
But all
Cool.
right. Cool.
Cool beans. Something
Gold
to see.
beans.
And I highly recommend True Detective as well.
Nice. Very good. Well, it's about that time for chat room game.
I almost kind of like want to wait, Bill,
Yeah.
for all the episodes to load in, and so I could just watch it or one right after the other.
Yeah, there's
Binge
something
it.
about that now, right? Where it's like, a good show.
Yeah.
Like I kind of want at least a chunk of episodes to be out already. You know what I mean? But the chat room game is ready,
All right, what do we got?
and we told the kids it's going to be forgotten Seagal films.
Right.
Right.
Sounds
So
like this should be good. I'm hopeful.
we don't have a lot, but there might be some gems.
Fucking Palmer, man.
Balls swing low. He is getting old, I guess, Bad Hair Day. Flames of Fury.
Dude, that's an 80s one right there.
Below the Floor. Minimum Conviction. But that's only
That's
two
only
words.
two.
It's only 2 words. Hard to Believe. I like that one. Under Safety Sea. I'm not sure there, but Fiction Down Below. Not bad. Still a Cook. It's not bad. Flight of Fancy. Maybe that's his dramatic.
That's they stuck him in Final Fantasy. So it's a spin-off of Final Fantasy
I
with
got
Steven
you.
Seagal.
It was Steven Seagal. He's just him in one of those kimonos,
Exactly.
and he's like, "I'm the shaman."
And
now."
Mayor Shala Ali.
Yeah, and Mayor Shala Ali.
Kid, I don't know why you got that giant knife, but I'm gonna kick
Give me
your
that
butt.
damn-
I don't need no knife.
I know you got that giant sword, but I'm not
I don't
intimidated.
need that knife.
You got a crazy haircut, kid. Watch it. Watch out.
You know I'm part American Indian.
Some of these might be missing the mark here. Intern guess answer. Don't know what that one's going for. And
Is that Pop from Palmer?
no, gut shot 2 pair.
What?
Gut shot 2 pair. TWO pair.
Well, if you hyphen, those are hyphens, so it's still 2 words.
Well, I'm not worried about the word count. It just feels like,
I'm not worried. I'm not sure where it's going, guys. Sorry.
What was it again? Gunshot? What?
Gut shot.
Gut shot?
Yeah, I don't know.
2 pair.
He's saying it was Gunshot Straight. Is Gut Shot Straight a movie?
No.
And I don't know. I don't know. I'm missing it. I don't know. Maybe we're crazy. We probably are. We're probably missing something. But that's it. That's it, and that's fine.
Oh,
They
wow.
can't all be gems. They can't all be gems.
Sweep the leg?
Kung Fu Death Wish. How about full of shit?
Crappy freaking movie.
And Palmer's saying Gut Shot Straight was the movie. I guess maybe it was an actual Steven Seagal movie that's under our radar. But that
Well, he did a lot of
was-
direct-to-video stuff.
But that was not the game. So it wasn't about taking a movie that was actually out there. It was about making up a new one. Probably would have made more sense if
Born in
just
New
dodged
Dorp.
that. What was that?
Lived in Newdorp.
Lived in New York.
That's part of Staten Island, everybody.
Yeah, it's a local
He actually says he was born there or lived there or something.
When sometimes he says it. It's like Christina Aguilera. Like sometimes she'll admit to
Yeah.
living out here for like a week. Other times it's like, yeah, I was born and raised there. It's like, well, I don't understand, Christina. What's it
She
gonna
was
be?
out here till she was 12.
Yeah, something like that.
So lived in the projects. That's why she don't admit it.
Yeah, maybe that'll do it. That's always a reason to keep it under wraps. But that's gonna wrap up that section, and I guess we'll just jump over to emails because it's a good time. It's a good time for that, right?
Sounds about right. Do we have any emails?
What are you chuckling about over
I
there?
had a couple in my mind.
A couple of emails?
No,
Oh,
a couple
of
of
skulls.
skulls.
Hit me with it. You got something good? Give me with it. You're making you laugh.
No, I'm want to be nice.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
He's a fellow thespian.
Oh, heaven forbid it gets back to Steve. He's in North Korea. How's he gonna hear?
No, because one day somebody's going to say, something, Jason, we need a villain for the next Steven Seagal film. And this is going to surface.
Hopefully by that time, Jay, you'll pass. Because you'll be like, I'm above that.
Yeah, but I'd take it right now.
Yeah, well, right now. If it happened tomorrow, yeah, you'd be like, I'll go to Bangkok.
I'd be like, Bob Bill, I'm in fucking Steven Seagal's movie.
We're shooting in Winnipeg. in an hour and a half. I gotta go. So,
Winnipeg.
in Winnipeg.
Manitoba.
Manitoba.
We haven't heard from Chad in a while. Chad Rose?
So, let's bring it down a notch. All right?
No.
Well,
What are we doing?
we kind of have to.
Did somebody die?
Actually, yes.
Oh, shit.
Oh.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean that. Bury this episode
Well,
in its entirety.
you're going to feel really bad.
I know. I'm sorry.
So, the first letter is from James. And
Oh,
understand that James has got some bad news. So he says, from the highest highs, to the lowest lows. My son is finally home from the NIC after a month, then to waking up, thinking everything is fine, and my wife running to me screaming in panic that he's not breathing. I know this is kind of a bummer, and you all know how excited I've been for the last 10 months while she was expecting, with all that kind of chaos of when he was born. We had this whole long email he sent in, and then this. But, the Lord giveth and the Lord taketh.
oh wow.
Oh, are you kidding me?
Blessed be thy name and all that.
James, we're very, very sorry about
He
that.
says
dude.
here, and fuck you, Jay. so he's still. He's
I don't
still
mean
on.
to laugh.
He's still no.
He still got the fuck you in.
He still got the fuck you in. It's there for a laugh.
That's a brave face. Thank
Yeah,
you very much for
yeah,
that,
yeah.
James.
James, really, from the bottom of my
Yeah.
heart, I'm so sorry to hear.
Yeah,
So,
really. That's the sympathies.
He's
Holy
on
shit.
bereavement leave from work. He's gonna go ahead and renew Netflix for a month. So he already watched
Yeah.
Hulu to the point where he's down to Star Trek and Stargate SG-1. So I guess he's not into either of those really. So he wants to know if we've seen the season 2 of Future Man. We talked about it
Yes.
before.
Yes,
And,
James, that'll definitely make you smile if you haven't seen it already.
Well, he's watched it. It's not as funny as the first season, but it's watchable. The setup for season 3 looks better. Have to
Yeah.
agree with him on all of that.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's still really good. Not as side-stitchingly funny as season 1.
No, but
it's
there's
good.
there's a few good ones.
There's a few definite laugh
Yeah.
out louds.
Oh, yeah. There was a few that got me so hard. I don't know if you heard me laughing. through
Oh,
it all.
yeah. I wanted to leave. No, I'm just kidding. But I did. So he wants to know what should he watch first on Netflix. So I guess he's looking for Netflix recommendations, which are always good. So if anybody's got
Yeah,
anything...
I don't watch a whole lot on Netflix.
Well, have you seen the dum-dum on the front of anything you've been watching recently?
Solo just launched on Netflix.
Oh, there you go. Catch up on some
Yeah.
Star Wars.
That's actually a very good movie, a very underrated movie by most people.
Oh, he knows that.
Yeah, and a good surprise
I
all
think you've
around.
seen it already.
Yeah, it probably has.
I'm just saying, if you feel like watching it again, they just dropped that on Netflix.
That's good. That's good. You can put
What
that on.
else?
Do some
if
dishes.
if you happen to be able to find American Gods on there, there's one season. It's a short season, about 8 episodes. It's an excellent watch.
Yeah.
If you could find that on there by now, it's probably got it on there by now,
I
right?
think it's because 2 is coming out, so I think you can get it on demand if you have Stars.
Yeah. I don't think.
Because they're airing it now, I think, again.
Yeah, and the whole thing
it's
is
out. American Gods season 2.
It's coming.
Yeah, it's
coming.
like right around the corner.
So
I think.
now they're taking the
Fine.
first season and re-airing it, so it's
Gotcha.
on demand on
Yeah.
Stars, I think.
Well,
Okay.
that if you can find it wherever you can find it,
Yeah.
that's definitely worth watching. Trying to think because I don't watch a lot of Netflix per se.
Yeah,
So,
I'm just trying to
those
think
shows-
too.
Isn't Stranger Things one of those shows?
Yeah, because they had a bunch of stuff come out that I did want to check out, but okay, you know what? Let's just move on because we've got another one from James. He says,
Okay.
"Oh my God, second email in 1 week." And it's not even during the show because he wrote this the other day. You know, sometimes he'll write
Right.
one
Yeah.
during the
Sometimes
show.
you'll write one during the show.
So
yeah.
right off the bat, fuck you, Jay. So I thought that this was a bit of good news in spite of everything that's been going on. When I went to reactivate my Netflix, apparently the few months I took off qualified me for another free month trial. So yeah, if you cancel your subscription after you've done watching all the new stuff and then wait till the round of shows release that you want to catch up on,
Right.
then just sign up and they give you the freebie month for coming
Yeah,
back.
you probably got to be away for like 3 or 6 months, or
Yeah.
something like that to trigger. But maybe
Yeah,
even,
if you're willing
maybe
to
even
wait.
a year. I don't know how long he's been away.
But if you only got a couple of shows you like, they kind of take that long to come back anyway.
That's true.
You know, so for anyone else that binges everything and just sits there, go ahead and cancel, and then wait till the season's hit, save the monthly payments of nothing new to watch, and get the free month when you come back. So he says, I finally got some sleep last night. It took a good bit of Everclear and whiskey, but I finally got some sleep. Thank you guys for the show tonight and every week.
Thank you for being
Thanks.
here every week, James.
And then to conclude his series of emails for the week.
On the one he wrote for the show.
So
During the show?
this is one he felt compelled to because, oh my God, Punisher Season 2 is the subject line. He goes, I
now
thought,
he's got something to watch.
right, and he's kind of digging it. He goes, I thought the fight scenes in Daredevil were brutal, but then I watched Punisher Season 2. All right.
Yeah, really.
He goes, all right, I'm just awake and alone. I feel like I need to say something. So guess what? Since my wife is asleep, yeah, y'all drew the short straw. Whoever wrote this storyline for Punisher, I want to shake their hands, hug them, and treat them like Jay, and say fuck you for the emotional roller coaster that I'm on watching this. Oh my God, what the fuck? You can't end a season like that. Shit, fuck, suck on a cock. What the hell?
All right, don't give it away, James.
No, he doesn't. He comes close. He goes, as I'm typing this, I literally just ended season 2 of The Punisher. I mean, what the fuck? How do you end a season like that? Yeah, anyway, yeah, I'm guessing Bill's going to group all my emails into one string this week. Thank you for reading them, even if they aren't included in the show. And I don't think I've asked the guys a question yet. So,
Jeez, you know, I just got to say thanks, James, because now it's like I'm going to be up all night watching Punisher.
that he lets you know that no, it gets good, it gets even better. Yeah, it's kind of like that. So here's his question. What is the absolute worst thing that you can imagine happening to you? James is in a dark place right now. He says, seriously, this is from a man who just held his dead 1-month-old son in his arms.
Yeah, I think that would be the top of my list.
And that he relives this every time he closes his eyes. So what is it, guys? Open up. No bullshit. We're a family. Honest answers only. James H. What is the absolute...
He wants to bring us into his darkness.
Yes, he wants to share, at least as, when he
I
wrote
can't
this.
blame him. I can't blame him because
it's pretty fucking dark, man.
That's about the darkest place you can get.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And I would say that that's...
The joy of a child, and then have it taken away.
Yeah, that's probably numero uno.
Yeah,
I gotta say,
yeah, by a long shot.
That's probably the worst. Outside of that, like not having kids, I guess if he's asking, like,
Yeah.
you know.
It's hard to even answer that question because it's like disrespect. Just answering it's disrespecting to that answer.
Well, he's posing
You know
it.
what I mean?
So what is the absolute?
He's being disrespectful to himself.
So, kind of.
Well, in a way, but
Watch the
He's
It's
forcing
Alive.
us to do it.
Watch the It's Alive trilogy.
Well, hey, look, Benny didn't send one this week, so we'll pretend this is from Benny. What is the absolute worst thing that you can imagine happening to you? And I always feel like it's like, I don't know, probably getting like hit by a vehicle, like just, or whatever, or like falling off of something and just being like having like just all your bones kind of broken.
I'm not
It would,
squirming.
it would have to be
James.
like a multiple, like you're walking across a multi-lane roadway.
Yeah.
You get slammed by a bus
Right.
into the next lane
Bing,
with a giant SUV coming at 80 miles an hour. You bounce off that, and then you hit, land on the windshield of the minivan with the kids.
Basically like a
all
human,
wrecked, like
like a human pinball, get bounced around a lot.
And then she stops, you slide off, and then you roll off the side of the embankment, to
yeah.
top all things off. Shit like that.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm saying. Yeah.
Yeah, it would have to be one of those comedic,
Well, yeah.
dark comedic kind of shit.
All right, so nothing really from you guys, I guess. Then too much.
No, I'm just
I mean,
telling you. He said. James saying I'm having fun laughing at y'all squirming right now. I was like, I ain't squirming, you hump.
He's like, no, but Bill is, and I'm like, I'm not really squirming. I'm just.
He says you aren't, but Bill sure is.
Well, look, I'm just dancing around it a little bit to be nice. I mean,
Like I said, watch the It's Alive trilogy.
if I wasn't
about
doing,
a demon baby.
Yeah, I remember that. I actually
Yeah,
kind of
yeah.
liked that. I was a kid though.
It's fun. It's silly fun.
That's what's his name?
Michael
Moriarty.
yeah.
Yeah, and notice he didn't have a career for a while after that.
No, he had a career during that, which was
I
odd
see.
because he can actually do those movies and do Law and Order at the same
Oh,
time.
remember when he was the cab driver? He was like the equalizer in a cab. Right? Remember that?
Actually, I think the reason why he lost Law and Order is because he got a little
Yeah, he got heated. He was full of himself. As
full
an
of
actor.
himself, right? Yeah.
And he let them know what he wanted, and they were like, "Well, this is an ensemble thing, and bye."
Yeah.
You know.
Thomas K from the chat room. Worst thing, I went to the fridge and found out that my kid drank the last Arizona iced tea.
Was
Which-
it like 120 degrees
better-
out?
I mean, I guess it's in his world, that's the worst thing.
Well, it's better than opening
We're
up
being
the
attacked
fridge and having the kid in there. You know what I'm saying?
Would you
Go
cock
like,
away?
he
So
must be
Leo's
Leo.
here. He made
What's
it.
up, Chief?
What's up?
Just in time.
So-
Leo,
See-
what are you doing? You got 5 minutes? You got a couple minutes? You gonna hang out or you gotta go? What's
Yeah,
what's your
you're all
status,
mic'd
Klaus?
I got some shit to do, but
Yeah, all right.
you know.
All right.
Oh, look at the fake gauntlet. Love
You
it.
like that? That's an oven
Oven mitt?
Yeah.
that they recalled like the next week.
Yeah.
Too much power.
Yeah, too flammable for an oven.
Too much power.
Too much power.
Yeah. Too flammable for a hairdryer.
You can't handle it. It just can't handle it.
They really recorded it?
Yeah. Like
Yeah.
I got it from Loot Crate. You seen that Loot Crate? You know what that is? So it's like a subscription thing. Every month they'll send you some tchotchke shit for like cheap. Come closer to the mic.
My
a little
voice
bit.
is loud.
Well, I don't know. Maybe.
So is mine. That doesn't
Can you hear me now?
maybe too much.
Yeah.
Okay, there you go. But
Come
they
halfway.
really
Yeah.
recalled
So like the next week, well, like as that went out, people started using it
Uh-huh.
and like just taking cookies out of an oven and
Melt
it would
it.
just melt the whole thing. And you just
Housewives
left-
everywhere, burnt hands.
Yeah, just left with the cotton insert, like it looked like it shrinky dinked, like the outer layer would shrinky dink away, and you would just see like these mitts with like cotton and then like a little bit of like the yellow from the glove
That
at the
is
bottom.
great.
It's kind of
So how much can you get for it on eBay?
I think people was turned around and actually made like a decent markup on them.
No shit.
Yeah, for the next couple of weeks, just because it was like,
And now it's got all our cigar and weed smoke in it.
oh man, we could fucking make
Not
some.
worth more money.
Yeah, we could.
Yeah, really.
we could sell that, man. Make some tea.
It's been kind of a nice.
Oh, so it's almost like an edible.
Yeah.
Right.
Nice. Now selling edible gauntlets.
No, it's like an air freshener.
Air freshener.
Well, you came just in time, in a sense. We got one email left. This one's from our buddy Wesley Gaskins. And he says, your mission, if you choose to accept it, dominate the world using one animated character. Who do you use?
Popeye.
Popeye. I'm not sure on the setup, really, like how that works, but
Fucking Agent Fleming from Beavis and Butthead to America.
fucking
Robert Stack. With the fucking cavity search.
There's gonna be a cavity search. A lot of cavity
You
searches.
dominate the world, that motherfucker.
What are you talking about? Popeye, he gets pissed off at the drop of a hat,
Right.
eats spinach, and he starts punching people.
Yeah, I mean he's pretty bold.
Yeah, so,
But he's going to have lots of spinach.
that's all right. No, and not most people don't eat spinach.
There'll be plenty around.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, to dominate the world. I don't know. It's a weird question.
Stewie Griffin?
Yeah, maybe somebody like that. Like he's gonna
He
grow.
wants, he wants to rule the world anyway.
He's gonna grow up to be trouble. You know. I don't know. Fucking.
What about the brain?
There you go. There you
Pinky in
go.
the brain?
The brain.
Take over the world.
Get him out of the cage.
Yeah, if you can get him away from Pinky, right?
That's what's holding him back.
Yeah,
If he can just
well,
get-
every time,
Pretty much.
every time he gets to the end there, Pinky always does something like, look what I did, Brian.
Sorry, Brian. No. All right. Well, yeah. So that's it. There, kids. I think that wraps up this portion of the show.
74 minutes, huh?
Yeah.
74 minutes. I don't know, man. I mean, you got something?
If you want us to run longer, Hurry up and write us an
Depends
email
on what
now.
you mean by that.
What kind of question is that? Do I got something for you? Nah, you know what? We'll
Final
wrap it
thought?
up. Final thought. What, do you have one?
We'll wrap it up. You'll pay off your bookie over here, and
My Connect.
you connect.
My Connect.
And we'll do the after show for 15, 20 minutes.
I gotta
and
go to
then-
the OTB.
And then I'm gonna do my Punisher
I gotta go.
marathon.
I got a horse in the fucking fifth.
You got a horse? What do you like?
Sun-kissed.
Sun-kissed in the fifth?
Sun-kissed in the fifth.
Lucky Strike?
Lucky Strike.
I'm going with Benson and Hedges.
Benson and Hedges 2.
It's a good fucking horse.
You got it.
All right, kids. Yeah, we're going to wrap it up a little early, but we'll be back for the after show. If you're not listening live, remember, you can get the after shows on Patreon. Check us out over there, patreon.com/Wicked Theory. Uncle Jay, where can people find you on Twitter?
In a gutter somewhere.
Probably. When you're not
I'm
there.
at Uncle Jay's thing.
That's right.
On the fucking Twitters.
Brother Bob,
Well, I'm not giving out our address.
it's not mine. It's yours if you don't have to.
Well, at Bob WTPC.
See?
I thought you talked about our home address.
No, never. Only the people I know. Good guys like Leo.
Yeah.
278 East, exit fucking 9.
It's as good as anything else. You can find me at Wicked Theory on Twitter. You can find the show at wickedtheory.com and wherever good podcasts are given away for free. Check out agentpalmer.com. He's our buddy. He's our friend. He's always helping out. He's always got great articles. If you're into the Beastie Boys this week, he's got a great review of the new Beastie Boys book. Check out the DC TV Report with Ed and Sarah every week. That's our sister show. If you're watching live DC TV, that's where you're going to go check it out. They get all the scoops, news, and reviews in one tight episode every week. And that's gonna fucking round it out, I think. I'm gonna hit the outro music, and we'll see if I can pull this off.
What do we got?
Well, it's you, but I'm saying it's you know.
I meant
it's-
after that.
Oh, after that. Oh, who knows? And the
Yeah.
after show?
No, I meant like the music in between.
Oh, well, you know, people listening live will just have to tune in and check that out. Stick around.
Cool, stick
you know?
around.
Stick around.
Yeah, you guys are gonna have to let me know because I'm gonna walk away and go take a leak.
Yeah, there you go. So, kids, this has been the Wicked Theory Podcast, and for that, we apologize.
Later, everybody.
The Wicked Theory Podcast is heard live every Saturday at 7 p.m. Eastern until whenever. Just go to mixler.com/wicked-theory. Mixler is MIXLR. Sign up to join the chat. Then click the follow button to get reminders whenever the show goes live. You can find the show on iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play Music, wherever good podcasts are given away for free, and at wickedtheory.com. You can support the show at patreon.com/wickedtheory. There you can get the after show if you miss it live. God forbid. Plus other exclusive episodes. As always, send your emails to podcast@wickedtheory.com.